Hello everyone, we're holding by PARSHA Teruma. I would like to share with you a few thoughts regarding the PARSHA. Everyone knows in this PARSHA we discussed the details of the building of the Mishkan. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Moshe Rabbeinu, and he tells him to build the Mishkan the way he had showed him on Har Sinai, the way he gave him the details of the Mishkan. The Ramban, Nachmanides, tells us that the purpose of the Mishkan was in order that the Hashras HaShekhinah that was Sheira on Klal Yisrael, that came on Klal Yisrael and he would dwell between Klal Yisrael at the time of Har Sinai, at the time of Matan Torah, it should continue to dwell with them throughout the history. And that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted the Klal Yisrael to build the Mishkan, in order that Hashra, that Hashras HaShekhinah should continue to be Sheira between Klal Yisrael. The Lashon of the Pasuk is, build me a Beis HaMikdash, build me a Mishkan, v'shachanti betocham. The Farshim tells us, why does the Torah lose the Lashon of betocham? Because this is not just betocham, it means between Klal Yisrael, it means betoch kol yachid v'yachid. Every individual is going to have the Shekhinah to be sharing in him. That's how the Mishkan was being, that was Mishkan was accomplishing. When Mishkan was accomplishing the koyach, the power of bringing the Shekhinah down on earth. It's very interesting. In the beginning of the Parsha, we go over the different elements, different things that Klal Yisrael donated to the Beis HaMikdash. As a matter of fact, the name of the Parsha, Parsha's Teruma, is named after what Klal Yisrael gave to build the Beis HaMikdash, to build the Mishkan. It's not named, I would have called the Parsha Mishkan. I would have called it something that is more related to Mishkan. Why would I call it Teruma? Because the essence of the Mishkan, the way the Shekhinah came between Klal Yisrael was by the Achdus. How did we create that Achdus? The Kabbalah HaTorah was Beliv Echad Ke'ish Echad, with one heart like one body. That Kabbalah had to be re-implemented throughout the building of Mishkan. How? By everyone getting together and donating everything that they had in order to build the Beis HaMikdash. That was done through their dedication, right, by their heart. It has to be something that comes from their heart. And now, the Parsha goes through the different things that they gave in order to build the Beis HaMikdash. Goes through Zahav, Kesef, Nechoshes, Tolat Shani, all different types of material. And if you look at the order, it sounds very much that everything is in the order of their preciousness. It starts with gold, goes into the silver, afterwards Nechoshes, which is copper, then it's the different material that they use in order to build the Mishkan. So everything is in order, according to their value. But it's very interesting. The very last thing that is mentioned as part of the gift that the Klal Yisrael brought in order to build the Beis HaMikdash was the Avnei Miluim ve'Avnei Shoham, the stones that the Kohen Gadol used in order to build the breastplate, the Choshen. And these are the stuff these are the precious stones, the diamonds and the gems that they used. So the question is, why does these items have to come last? If they really come through priority, according to their value, gold is, lechora obviously has much less value compared to diamonds. Diamonds is much more valuable than gold. So why does the Torah wait to mention Avnei Shoham and Avnei Miluim as one of the last and least item that Klal Yisrael donated to the Beis HaMikdash, to the Mishkan? That should be the first, and then gold and silver and Nechoshes. The answer is, the Mefarshim explain, that is the way the Klal Yisrael acquired gold, silver, and this Avnei Shoham. Gold and silver, these are items, these precious metals that Klal Yisrael brought with them from Egypt. And it wasn't an easy thing to get out. They had to have a relationship with the Egyptians, and they had to, Ribono Shel Olam had to put the chen of Klal Yisrael in the eyes of the Egyptians to give them all this gold. And it was something that they felt that they earned it, because they worked hard for it. It wasn't that they gave it for free. It was basically all the avdus of 200 years that they went through and they didn't get paid. Now, Ribono Shel Olam gave them as their sechar, that they're able to take out all these golds from Israel. But that was something that they felt they earned as part of them. Now, on the other hand, where did they get the gold, the diamonds and the rubies and all the different types of precious stones? That they didn't bring out from Egypt. Chazal tell us it was something that came down from heaven. The same way Klal Yisrael, they got man from heaven, and Ribono Shel Olam fed them throughout the 40 years of the Midbar. So too, at the same time, in the beginning, not only man came down, but also the Jews and the precious stones also came down. So they had diamonds and all different types of stone that came down, and they were able to get those together and gather them. Now, when Klal Yisrael are donating something, what do you think is more valuable? Is it more valuable to give something that they earned or something they got as a gift and they just found it in the middle of the street, like they found the food? Obviously, it's something that they earned is much more valuable to them. Even though really the value, ultimate value of the those precious stones are much higher, and Klal Yisrael knew that, but it's much more difficult to give up something that you earned. And that's what really HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants our dedication. Kol Nediv Lev. What does Kol Nediv Lev mean? Something that comes from Nedava, that comes from your heart. That you're not giving it in order to create an image for yourself. You have a stature in the community because you're a giver and you're somebody who is a philanthropist who gives charity. You're giving it because you're dedicated to the Ribono Shel Olam, because you want to have a Beis HaMikdash. You want to have a Mishkan that Ribono Shel Olam should be Shorish Shekhinah in there. And that's ultimately what the dedication of the Mishkan was all about. It wasn't just about giving something that is very valuable. Obviously, diamonds is much more valuable than gold. But it was all about giving something that is so precious to you because you earned it so hard. And you're ready to dedicate it for the Ribono Shel Olam, not for your own image, not for the covet of yourself, not for the honor that you're going to get by being called a giver, but by something that you want to do in order to dedicate yourself to the Ribono Shel Olam. That's what we say in the Kriya Shema. Ultimately, is the highest level. Mammon, the money of a person, is something that is very close to the person. So when a person dedicates something that is worked for it so hard and he gives it to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that ultimately is the biggest sacrifice, and that's the ultimate kurva to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's how the Ribono Shel Olam is going to be sure Shekhinah in us. Thank you very much, everyone.